furlongs and 6 yards. Aaron Spoon's the handicap for 3-year-olds and over 5 furlongs and 7 yards at 4:30. It's short and exciting day of top-class horse racing action, so join us just before 1:50 for the first race. Welcome up on this service, we have all the action from the 6-race card from Hamilton, where the going is heavy, soft in places. The meeting gets underway at 1:50 with a handicap for 4-year-olds and over 6 furlongs and 6 yards. Aaron Spoon's the handicap for 3-year-olds and over 5 furlongs and 7 yards at 4:30. It's short and exciting day of top-class horse racing action, so join us just before 1:50 for the first race. Welcome up on this service, we have all the action from the 6-race card from Hamilton, where the going is heavy, soft in places. The meeting gets underway at 1:50 with a handicap for 4-year-olds and over 6 furlongs and 6 yards. Aaron Spoon's the handicap for 3-year-olds and over 5 furlongs and 7 yards at 4:30. It's short and exciting day of top-class horse racing action, so join us just before 1:50 for the first race. Welcome up on this service, we have all the action from the 6-race card from Hamilton, where the going is heavy, soft in places. The meeting gets underway at 1:50 with a handicap for 4-year-olds and over 6 furlongs and 6 yards. Aaron Spoon's the handicap for 3-year-olds and over 5 furlongs and 7 yards at 4:30. It's short and exciting day of top-class horse racing action, so join us just before 1:50 for the first race.
Welcome on then to the action from the meeting at Hamilton. The runners are making their way down to the start for the first of 6 on the card, really testing ground this afternoon, but the meeting lucky to survive the weather conditions over the last 48 hours or so. It's heavy ground, and we start shortly with the Gentleman Amateur Riders Sprint Handicap. 6 furlongs is the trip. Full field of 9 runners in opposition for this opening heat on the card this afternoon at Hamilton. Let's take a check on latest betting as they begin to assemble down at the start. And top weight Burmese Blazer heads up the market at 5-2 for Trinidad Jim Goldie. James Harding takes him out on board this 4-year-old Gelser of Arakan, who's just easing out from an opening quote of 9-4. Posted a decent effort in defeat when last seen out in action. That came at this track on soft ground. That was over the minimum trip, and is stepping up in distance today, having finished 3 lengths third of 10 behind Fairy Stories. So Burmese Blazer 5-2 shot, 130 then for Cosmic Chatter. The mount of Patrick Millman, one of the more experienced gentleman amateur riders in this contest. He takes them out on board the 9-year-old, who's trained by Ruth Carr.
Seconds.
And the only previous time that Patrick rode Cosmic Chatter resulted in a win, and that came off a £13 higher mark. So an interesting contender here, but proving quite weak in the market, drifting out to 130 from an opening show of 5-2. Bit of money round scene for Valata, who's also trained by Ruth Carr. This one will be partnered by William Easterby this afternoon, as the runners arrive down at the start for the opening heat on the card. It's a force one in for Royal Connoisseur. It will certainly relish the testing ground conditions this afternoon as the runners gather down at the start for the opening Gentleman Amateur Riders Sprint Handicap. Just about to make their way behind the starting stalls for this one. Prince of Time is next best, running at 12-1. Connor Wood takes the mount on board Stella Barclay's 7-year-old. That's a jockey change to those advertised in the papers this morning. 14-1 in for Gilmer, and it's 40-1 for Minty Jones, 100-1 for Raise a Billion, same price for Red Hot Fusion in the first time tongue tie. So the runners are making their way behind the starting stalls now for the opener. We're already going to be running a few minutes behind schedule for this opening heat on the card this afternoon at Hamilton, as the runners now begin to make their way forward into the starting stalls for the opening heat on the card. So as I say, we'll be underway very shortly as the runners that move forward into the starting stalls then for the first of 6 on the card. Heavy ground conditions this afternoon, and feature event on the card is the Class 2 Nursery, which takes place at 2:55 Field of 6 runners to post for that valuable contest. 6 furlongs a trip there. First 3 or 4 have already moved forward into the gates at Hamilton. Just running a few minutes behind schedule for this one, but hopefully we'll be underway very shortly. Burmese Blazer drifting out to 3-1 now. Despite that good run at this track last time, that came on soft ground. Stayed on nicely towards the closing stages, suggesting this step up and trip would suit. And if putting his best foot forward, looks reasonably well treated off a mark of 56 despite carrying top weight this afternoon. So a 3-1 for Vallarta. It's coming for good market support. Will certainly relish the testing ground conditions. And did score twice last season over this course and distance off higher marks. So Vallarta very much at home in these conditions as well. Looks well treated. 3-1 chance from 4-1. Just waiting for Royal Connoisseur to move in.
This event is now in play.